Hello everyone, welcome to a presentation for Accounts 500 Business Decision Making. We are recording for our third assessment for financial statement analysis and preparation for master budget extract. We are two students. My name is Pal Kapoor. My student ID is 20174082 and my partner Jaswinder Singh Sarna, whose student ID is 20233666. I'm going to record for section 1, the financial statement analysis and interpretation of selected ASX listed companies. Our selected companies are Coles and Qantas Limited. My first slide is the statement of CEO. I'm going to read out the statement for Qantas Airways Limited CEO. The Chief Executive Officer of Qantas Airways, Alan Joyce, AC, stated that the company has consistently demonstrated effective governance when it came to matters that were essential to Australia in the annual report of 2021. He also stated that the company's financial performance has been severely impacted due to the COVID-19 restrictions imposed by the Australian government. The CEO stated that the company had responded to the situations in numerous manners. He explained that the company had to respond to the situation with a high degree of adaptability, which was previously unimaginable. The airways arranged new flight schedules each week due to unexpected adjustments to borders and constraints. As per the CEO, the company had to face decreased revenue because of an unexpected decline in sales, which they responded by swiftly reducing expenses in the company. He has stated that various divisions were able to generate outstanding results regardless of the terrible trading circumstances the company confronted in the year 2021. He stated that the company was able to produce a positive cash flow remarkably despite the challenges from the uncertainties of the pandemic. Also, the CEO told that regardless of having few chances for individuals to redeem their reward points for travel throughout restrictions, Qantas Loyalty increased its customer base, customer satisfaction, and second-hand earning. He also stated that all-time high effectiveness was achieved due to increased revenue as well as quantities, which further lowered the expenses of lugging their own stranded worldwide passenger operation. The CEO communicated that the company was very first ASX listed business to mandate the vaccination for every staff member, along with introducing reward schemes for clients who had received all the recommended vaccinations. He also stated that the company has established the role of Chief Sustainability Officer, who directly reports to him and assists in accelerating the achievements of sustainability objectives. In the next slide, I'm gonna describe or I'm gonna read out the statement for the CEO of Coles Group. So the statement goes through. According to the statement made by the Coles Group Chief Executive Officer in the annual year report 2021, he said that the group had established solid groundwork which will enable them to increase confidence as well as lasting value for shareholders over 2 years into the transformation program, with sustainable improvement being made across all of the tactical components. The CEO stated that the company was able to accomplish its goals of offering investors beneficial growing earning as well as appealing dividends for the second consecutive entire year being an ASX listed business through yearly net income after tax up to 7.5%, removing major expenses from the previous years to $1,005 million. As a result, the company managed to raise its entirely franked dividend payment by 6.2% for the entire year. He also stated that through expansion in every category, total sales revenue rose by 3.1% to $38,562 million for the entire period. The CEO was extremely happy to announce the rise in Coles Group EBIT with a growth of 6.3% for the fiscal year 21 after they experienced a return to earning growth in the year 20. The CEO stated that this growth was attributed to the advantages of smarter selling and operating leverage throughout every division, even though they incurred roughly $130 million in COVID-19 expenses for the entire fiscal year. The CEO also stated that they kept working together with the public health officials to put more efforts into place in their retail establishments, as well as across their distribution networks, which included the implementation of digital QR code check-ins, along with improved cleaning and sanitization procedures implemented during the preceding fiscal year. The CEO stated that throughout the implementation of smarter selling, they were able to produce overall accumulative saving of over $550 million throughout the two previous fiscal years, consisting of roughly $300 million in the fiscal year of 2021, which enabled them to promote efficiency in all division of group's business. The CEO also stated that after completing the second phase of their strategy, they have begun speeding up transformation and putting money into the company to capitalize on the benefit of possibilities brought about by constantly shifting customer surrounding technological advancements and a balanced fiscal picture. The next slide will show the calculation of the ratios. As from the given list of companies provided for the assignment, our group selected Qantas Airways Limited and Coles Group for calculating the financial ratios of each company for the year 2020 and 2021. In this, we have covered the ratios like liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, profitability ratio, efficiency ratio, and market performance. The next slide shows the comparison of 2 years financial ratios of Qantas Airways Limited and Coles Group. The liquidity of any organization shows the capacity of the business to produce cash swiftly to pay its short-term financial obligations. They are employed to assess an organization's financial state in general as well as the efficiency of working capital management. In this analysis, the current and the quick ratio of each company for the 2 years, that is 2020 and 2021, are assessed to evaluate their financial health. In this slide, we're going to discuss in depth about the liquidity ratio for both the companies. It goes like it derived from an assessment of current assets and current liabilities that indicates the capacity to meet liabilities, which have to be satisfied right away with present assets. The formula for liquidity ratio is current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. The current ratio of Qantas Airways for the year 21 was found to be 0.60 and for the year 22 was found to be 0.45 as seen in figure 1. As the current ratio is below 1 indicates the presence of liquidity issues in the company. Qantas Airways Limited current assets are insufficient to meet the entirety of its present day short-term obligation in both of the fiscal years. From the calculated figure, the current ratio of Coles Group can be observed as 0.66 and 0.59 in the year 20 and 21. It shows that the company's ability to pay its short-term financial obligations is low and it can be met with the level of assets present in the company. The result shows a further decrease in the company's capacity to pay off its debt with the current assets in the year 2021. Now, I would like my partner Jaswinder Singh Sarna to continue for the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
As we have seen to the coals, We have calculated many of them, and the solvency ratio, that is debt to the equity ratio, has been lower in 2020 and got increased in 2021, whereas in the quantum groups it get increased, and in the Coles group it has been decreased. Seeing to the debt ratio, with the Qantas Airways, the debt ratio to the equity was increased, and whereas in 21 it has increased to the higher peak, that is 18.5. Seeing to the Coles group, in 2020 it was 3.9, and in 2021 it get decreased to 3.5. Whatever with the profitability ratio, gross profit ratio. The Quantum Group Airways in 2020 has a gross profit ratio of 0.5, whereas in 21 it has decreased to 0.2. And the same we can see with the Coles. Coles has the quantum ratio or gross profit ratio of 0.2, where 25, whereas in 21 it was not, it was the same as that. The gross profit ratio can be calculated with the revenue minus COGS over revenue. Seeing to the net profit ratio, for calculating the net profit ratio, we have done the net profit over total revenue into 100. So Quantum Airways has the gross profit ratio of 0.52, whereas it was decreased in 2021 0.26. And the Coles Group has 0.25 in the 2020. Whereas it was 0.26. Then taking to the market performance, the market value. The market value of Qantas Airways in 2020 was 708.8, whereas 2020 it has increased to 87.74, while the Coles Group has 24,197, whereas it was decreased to 23,835. While seeing to the market value from the return on shareholder equity, that is ROE, the market value of Qantas Airways was 708, whereas it has increased to 8,774. While seeing to the Coles Group, it gone decreased because the Coles Group has the market value from the ROE was 24,197, where it decreased to 23,835 in 2021.